Imagine this, a routine flight on a crisp, clear day in 1955 taking off from California. The passengers aboard are ordinary people, the crew, well-trained professionals, nothing out of the ordinary. Until suddenly, everything goes silent. The plane vanishes, no distress signals, no wreckage. It's as if the aircraft simply fell off the face of the earth. Decades pass. The world moves on. But then, a shocking revelation. A plane, missing for 37 years, lands in an unexpected place. What happened to this plane, and why did it reappear nearly 4 decades later? Today, we dive into one of aviation's greatest mysteries. One that still baffles experts to this day. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad you could join us today because the story we're about to explore is unlike any other. This isn't just a missing plane story. It's a tale of time, mystery, and perhaps even something beyond our understanding. In this video, we'll walk through the chilling disappearance of a commercial flight in 1955, discuss the intense search that followed, and explore the bizarre way this aircraft was found 37 years later. But before we get to the shocking discovery, let's rewind the clock and explore the events leading up to that fateful day. The year is 1955. The world was just beginning to embrace the modern age of air travel. Commercial jets like the Boeing 707 were still a few years away, but the DC-4, a propeller-driven aircraft, was a reliable workhorse. It could carry over 40 passengers across long distances and had become a common sight in the skies of America. Its crew was trained to handle everything, from routine flights to emergency situations. On that fateful day, a DC-4 takes off from Los Angeles, bound for New York. It's a routine flight, one of many taking off across the United States every day. The aircraft is carrying 23 passengers, including families, business travelers, and a seasoned crew with years of experience. Just an hour after takeoff, the plane vanishes from radar. No distress signals, no radio communication, and nothing to suggest any mechanical issues or distress. The disappearance of Flight 1015 sent shockwaves across the nation. Authorities quickly launched an all-out search. Ships were dispatched, planes scoured the ocean, and military personnel joined the effort, but no wreckage was found. The search was vast, covering thousands of square miles, but after weeks of looking, it was called off. No clues, no debris, and no sign of the passengers or crew. What happened to them? It became one of aviation's greatest mysteries, and that mystery would remain unsolved for 37 long years. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on something important. The passengers and crew aboard Flight 1015. Who were they, and how did their families cope with this unimaginable loss? They were everyday people, heading to their destinations, unaware that their lives would become part of an unsolved mystery. The crew were experienced pilots and flight attendants, all highly trained. The families left behind had to live without answers, clinging to the hope that somehow, someway, they'd one day find closure. The search for the plane was one of the largest in aviation history. Despite the resources thrown into the search, nothing turned up. Not even a single piece of wreckage. The world slowly moved on, but the families and the aviation community were left with an unsolvable puzzle. What could have happened? Was it a hijacking, a mechanical malfunction, a sudden accident? And why, after all this time, would a plane simply disappear into thin air? Fast forward to 1992. The world has largely forgotten about Flight 1015, but in the Pacific Ocean, far from any major shipping lanes, a group of explorers stumbles upon something unimaginable. On an island that had only been recently mapped by modern explorers, an incredible discovery is made. A plane, an old propeller-driven aircraft, lands on the island's tiny airstrip. Upon closer inspection, it's the missing DC-4, the very same plane that vanished in 1955. But there's more. This plane appears to be in almost perfect condition, despite the fact that it had been missing for nearly 4 decades. The plane's exterior is remarkably intact. The engines, surprisingly, still function. The interior, while a bit weathered, is still largely intact. But here's the kicker. There's no sign of the passengers or crew, not a single soul aboard. The aircraft appears abandoned. But who left it there? Where did the passengers and crew go? And why did the plane land on this island? Now let's dig into some of the theories surrounding this bizarre event. The first theory is the idea of autopilot failure or continuous flight. Could the plane have been on autopilot for 37 years, flying endlessly over the ocean, its path unchanged? Let's break this down. Autopilot systems in the 1950s were very rudimentary. They could maintain altitude and heading, but they weren't capable of navigating or changing course. So, how did this plane manage to land in such a specific place after so many years? It's possible that the plane was set on a specific flight path using early navigational equipment. Some believe that after the plane disappeared, it was flying aimlessly over the ocean. The mystery of why it landed on this particular island might stem from a rare atmospheric phenomenon or a strange magnetic anomaly in that region. This brings us to the theory of magnetic anomalies. Could the island have an electromagnetic field that interfered with the plane's navigation systems? In some parts of the world, there are areas with strange electromagnetic properties that could affect aircraft systems. These anomalies could potentially cause a plane to lose its navigation capabilities, resulting in it flying off course for decades, only to land when it finally encountered this remote island. There are also theories that bring us back to one of the most famous aviation mysteries of all time, the Bermuda Triangle. This region, known for unexplained disappearances of ships and planes, has long been the subject of speculation. Could this be connected to the island where the plane landed? Some believe that the plane could have passed through a time distortion or a gravitational anomaly, similar to those reported in the Bermuda Triangle. But let's not get too caught up in the science fiction theories just yet. There's another possibility that doesn't involve any supernatural forces. Perhaps the plane had been part of a military experiment. During the 1950s, many government agencies conducted secret tests on aircraft, and some believe this plane could have been involved in one such experiment, an attempt to test aircraft longevity or long-term autopilot systems. Could this missing flight have been part of an undisclosed project, with the plane purposefully hidden from the public eye? Perhaps it was relocated or isolated from the world for decades as part of a covert operation. This theory, though controversial, is one that many still consider. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. The mystery of Flight 1015 continues to capture the imagination of those who hear it. From unexplained disappearances to strange landings, this story touches on many of the unanswered questions we have about air travel, time, and the forces at work in our world. So now I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think happened to Flight 1015? Do you think the plane was lost to time, or is there another explanation? Drop your theories in the comments below and let's talk about it. And if you're fascinated by aviation mysteries like this one, be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the strange, the unexplained, and the downright bizarre. Thanks for joining me on this journey through aviation history. Remember, not everything that disappears is gone forever, and some mysteries may just be waiting to be solved. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.